That's fine, I just coming out.
Perfect, thank you. Mr. Saylor, I'm Mrs. Patrick with the front of the court. Have they arranged you on your violation of probation yet?
I don't believe so.
And when were you picked up, sir?
Last night.
And how did they pick you up? Were you pulled over or how did that happen?
Yeah, I pulled over.
You got pulled over?
Yeah, they come up behind me and heard turn on the light, so I pulled over and stopped. It was supposed to be for, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. It was on a separate charge that's been dropped. They ran my name and I still have this FOC stuff hanging over me.
Ma'am, he'll see Judge White for the probation violation at 1:15.
You, sir, I appreciate that. That's correct, sir. You have two cases. You have a 2008 case with Jennifer and you got a 1994 case with Kelly Lampkin.
Yeah.
The 1994 case, that's the one where they've got you on a violation of probation. You were on a felony non-support. And then on the other case, I have a finding of contempt. I still have 28 days on that. Are you currently working, sir?
It's funny. I work for myself now. I have no brothers or sisters. Let me start at the beginning. My father's on hospice. He's probably not going to make it through the weekend. So I've been taking care of my mother and father for the past couple of years. I work out of my home as much as I can. I've been at that same address for 50 years. I drove truck for a long time, but since child support took my driver's license, I can't seem to get gainful employment in a truck. So I've been doing what I have to provide for, my mother and father and myself. If
So
I
what
could
have you
got
been
my
doing?
license, any kind of mechanical work, any kind of carpentry work. I'll even cut grass for the neighbors when it calls for it. My pride has got me to this point, and I lost it a long time ago. And I've asked 3 years ago if they would have released my license. I could have went back to work in a truck, and you all could have took payments out of my checks. Nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, and nobody wanted to listen to what I was asking. I've been at the house for 3 years since this happened, and can't seem to get any further ahead.
Well, for 3 years, sir, you could have come down to the front of the court and we would have worked with you.
I have.
We took your license
made
because
inquiries.
sir, we took the license because on the 1994 case, you owe almost $20,000 in back child support. On the case out of Colorado, you owe $35,000 back child support.
Yeah.
So there's been a
Yes,
long
ma'am.
history of you avoiding the front of the court and not making your payments. So,
Yes, ma'am, you're exactly right. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am,
at
you're
this
exactly
point,
right.
we're just going to wait to see what your violation is going to be, because the violation of probation is going to take precedence over my cases. So I'll pull the warrants today. But
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to interrupt. But I could be back in a truck by Monday morning if I had my license. I could drive local from Monroe to Toledo 3 days a week and cover my back child support as well as anything current that's left over. It's not a problem. I have options. I have
we've done that
outlets.
for you several times and it didn't seem to really help. We gave you
that's what
license back in 2015 on the 94 case. We still didn't get any
And this is
payments.
2000, what? This is 2023? Okay.
Well, sir, the problem is when you tell us things, I don't
Yeah.
want to be mean, but your credibility is not that great because you've told us
Yes,
that in the
ma'am. I
past
understand that.
and you
Yes,
just don't
ma'am.
do it. So
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
go talk to,
And
we can talk to the judge, but basically the front of the court's going to ask to adjourn this for 3 weeks. I want to see what they're going to do on your violation of probation.
Okay, so with the violation of probation, does that mean I'm staying here? Or can I come and see you guys or what? I'm more than happy
I
to
have
make
no idea,
arrangements.
sir. The violation,
Okay.
you're not going to be arraigned on that till 1 o'clock. So we'll see
Okay.
what they're going to do on that.
All right,
You're just not going to be held on these two for right now. We're going to adjourn them. If you do get out, you can come down in front of the court. We'll see what we can do. But at this point,
okay, so
you
if
gotta
I
wait
get
to
out,
see.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I'm ignorant. I know I am. If I get out on the violation, I can come down to your office and I won't have to worry about getting locked back up because of a warrant?
Correct, because the warrants were for failure to appear. They're going to be pulled today because you appeared.
If I can get out today, you'll see me this afternoon.
Okay, I'm ready, Sarah, when you are.
I know, where's the, I gave it to you.
I don't have the meat times.
Oh, do you have means or about these guys, so you'll have to grab it. I know he'd be up here, so I gave it
Oh,
to him.
yeah.
Senator Meyer, you need to stop the clock and you have to make the November hearing. Yeah, I didn't put the date in November, I just said November hearing. I think it was the 28th. Not sure.
It's probably in there.
A while ago.
Good morning, Ms. Patrick.
Morning, Your Honor.
Court is now in session. Kelly Lampkin versus John Saylor and Jennifer Wrightford versus John Saylor.
Sir, are you John Saylor?
Yes, sir.
For the record, Mr. Saylor is appearing from the Monroe County Jail, having been arrested yesterday or last evening on a bench warrant issued at the request of the front of the court. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Also present is Mayor Patrice Patrick from Monroe County front of the court. Mr. Saylor, you're currently held in jail on a criminal charge in addition to this front of the court bench warrant. Is that correct?
I'm held here for child support, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Okay,
he
were you
has
not
a
also
felony.
arrested on a criminal charge?
The criminal charge is felony non-support for child support, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I thought, looks like Mr. Saylor was on the
Excuse me,
bond report
Judge.
this morning for a criminal charge.
Excuse me, Judge, Deputy Mercury here. The prosecutor denied to authorize. So
Okay,
the charges were
thank
not
you.
authorized on that one.
Thank you. That clarifies it. He was on the bond report, Ms. Patrick, but apparently the prosecutor decided not to authorize. There was a complaint made to law enforcement. That's what prompted law enforcement to make contact with Mr. Saylor. Anyway, Mr. Saylor has a pending, has he been arraigned yet on the felony non-support?
No, the deputy indicated that'll be at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Your Honor.
You cut out.
We just lost you. You cut out halfway through that sentence.
Sorry, Your Honor. The deputy indicated that'll be at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, 1 o'clock. All right. Pending that, we need to, Mr. Saylor, why don't you first of all update the court with your address? What's your current mailing address?
Temperance, Michigan, 48182.
Okay. Ms. Patrick, how much are your outstanding arrears?
Your Honor, on these
55
matters,
grand.
the 1994 case, the outstanding arrears are going to be $19,577.50. On the 2008 case, the arrears are $35,946.62.
Do you know whether or not criminal charges have been authorized by the Attorney General on both files?
On the Attorney General, he was convicted and charged on the 2008 case. He was sentenced to 60 months of probation in February of 2019. He absconded in January of 2020. On the 1994 case, there is no criminal felony support. That is just the front of the court case. There was a warrant on that. We're asking to be rescinded and canceled. And also on the 2008, there's a front of the court underlying warrant that we're asking to be rescinded and canceled.
Okay, so again, what are the arrears on the 1994 case?
The 1994 case, Your Honor, is $19,577.50. We do have a finding of contempt on that case with a 28-day balance.
Do you have any knowledge as to why the Attorney General would not also prosecute on that case?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Saylor, are you currently employed?
Self-employed, sir.
Doing what?
Anything I can get away with legal, not to be funny. I do carpentry, remodel, I do mechanical work out of my home. I work primarily out of my home now because I have no brothers or sisters to watch over my father who's on hospice. My mother can't do it herself. So any projects I can have at the house to make a dollar on, I do. It's not a financial windfall, but it does help. I have opportunities for driving positions from Monroe to Toledo 3 times a week. A couple different ones actually, and that's not no over the road anymore. It's all local. It's just my license. I've been ducking you guys for a long time because I'm of my driver's license, my CDL, my commercial license. I know I'm at fault. I know I did wrong. I just chose not to pursue this to get my driver's license back so I could get gainful employment. There's options there for me, but as it stands right now, I'm nickel and diming it at my house, trying to just get by under the radar.
Do you own any property of any value?
No, sir.
Bank accounts?
No, sir. I put it all
Cash at
into my
home.
mother and father's. Sir?
Cash at home? Do you have any cash at home?
Couple $100.
Okay. Do you own an automobile?
No, sir, I don't.
So other than a couple $100 cash at home, you owe nothing.
Pretty much. I've learned how to beat the system, sir, and it's cost me a lifetime.
Well, you're going to spend some time, very perhaps in prison, Mr. Saylor, because of your failure to address this obligation.
I've never been in prison a day in my life. I've been to county jail, and I'm scared to death that you just said that, Your Honor.
Well, again, obviously, you got a felony conviction. You've not complied with your probation. You've ignored this obligation. Mr. Patrick, Mr. Saylor deserves an entire 28-day balance that's hanging, but I don't want to waste it if, in fact, he's not going to post bond in the criminal. Do you got any thoughts, or do we adjourn this for a week and require a cash bond in this 1994 DP case in the interim and reevaluate things in a week?
That was our thought, Your Honor. The friend of the court's not requesting for that time either because he's going to stay put until the probation violation is addressed. We're going to ask on both of these cases that they be adjourned to October 3rd at 10 a.m. just to see what happens on the violation.
And do you believe the court should set bond on both matters, even the criminal charge, or the I'm sorry, the 2008 file as well?
Your Honor, I was not requesting bond at this time, but if the court feels that a bond is required, then I would not have any problems with that.
Is your mother able to post bond on your behalf, Mr. Saylor?
Sir?
Is your
I couldn't,
mother,
I didn't hear.
is your mother capable of posting a cash bond on your behalf?
Depending on the amount, we could make some type of an arrangement.
Right.
If you're asking for 50,000, no, there's no way.
Well, could she post a $5,000 bond?
I could probably do 1,000, maybe 1,200, and that's selling my tools.
All right. Right. The bench warrants have been canceled on both matters. The court will adjourn these matters before the court. Should we do it before the court, Ms. Patrick? 11:15 on that date?
I was going to put it back on Ms. Hicks' docket, Your Honor. If the court prefers it on their docket, it's fine, but I was requesting October 3rd at 10 a.m.
Okay. The court's not opposed. All right, the court will adjourn these matters to both files to October 3rd, 10 a.m. before the front of the court attorney. The court will require a bond the amount of $1,500 cash only on each of the two files. So a total of $3,000, Mr. Saylor. But again, before you can even post that, you got to address the criminal conviction charge. You'll be before the criminal court judge at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Any questions, Mr. Saylor?
1,500 wouldn't get it. I can come up with $1,500.
You have two
I
files.
have to have 3,000.
Total 3,000, that's correct. 1,500 on each of the two files.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ms. Patrick, anything further?
Your Honor, did you prefer, since you're ordering the bonds, would you like us to put it back on your docket, or is it okay to put it on this Hicks docket?
Whatever you would suggest or recommend, Ms. Patrick, I'm fine either way. Ms. Hicks knows that if it's easier for her, I have no problem putting it in our docket. Pretty much any day at 11:15, I'm always available.
Your Honor, then I would request that, I'm sorry, the friend of the court would request that we do it October 3rd at 11:15.
Okay. Then the court can at least address the bonds. It might be quicker and easier for Ms. Hicks. All right, so the order will say October 3rd at 11:15 in the morning. $1,500 cash bond. Do you believe that's sufficient on each matter, Ms. Patrick?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Taylor, you're all set. You can step out. Copy of this order will be emailed over to jail. You get a copy of this. We'll see you on October 3rd, 11:15 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If you post a bond, you need to appear, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Patrick.
Thank you, Your Honor.